Hello, everybody. Now, first thing I want to say is we've all heard before if you aren't cheating, you aren't trying. We all know someone who's cheated before. Where exactly does cheating get us, though? It gets us through a test, and when the moment of truth comes, we can't handle it because we didn't challenge ourselves right from the gate. Whatever happened to an honest man trying to make an honest living? I'm Roddy Reynolds, and I'm a staff sergeant in the United States military. Today, we're going to talk about how and why illegal steroids are ruining sports. We'll start off by discussing the whys, why steroids are used. Then on to how they're destroying sports in the long run. And then some ideas to stop steroid uses in the future. Now, before you say, what is the big deal? Open your mind to the idea that the next generation of sports may be in jeopardy. First things first, to figure out any solution, you first have to determine the whys. Why are people even gambling with illegal steroids? Now, this guy, Schmatzer, says on Procrest website, athletes use steroids to keep their job and earn big salaries. Now, he's speaking of the older generation and the youngest generation. The oldest as in the veterans, the one that have been in for 10 years still trying to keep their job. Because we all know when you get older, you can't train the way you were when you were in your prime. Illegal steroids help you train like you are in your 20s again. Now we go back to the younger guys. We talk about those guys just coming in to the league. They're trying to earn their big contracts because there's guys that are in their prime that are in the positions that they want to play and they want to get up there. They want to earn that big contract. Now what happens a lot is in the very beginning of their contracts, they'll be using steroids, you know, with hopes, that they won't get caught because they barely do ever get caught. They'll be using steroids in the beginning. Once they earn that contract, they stop using them. And then, of course, we all see that their play goes down. That's like, man, that guy used to be good. What happened to him? He gets paid all this money? Yeah, exactly. Second reason is, hey, athletes are trying to level the playing field, even though they know it's wrong. Most of that is because there's little to no repercussions to anybody who gets caught using steroids. I mean, you ask the next guy, hey man, what happened? They caught you using steroids? Yeah, I got suspended for 5 games. No big deal. The contract he's making, he makes more per game than he ever did in his rookie contract, right? You know? Most athletes are getting away with it. Says so in a Procrest article written by a journalist in Washington, D.C. Now, we know most athletes are getting away with it, and other athletes using it because their paycheck outweigh any of the repercussions. This moves me to the next point, why sports are being tarnished in the long run. Now, we all know about Barry Bonds breaking the home run record. He openly admitted to using steroids, and he was allowed to keep playing to break the home run record. Who even cares about the record anymore? The whole record is tarnished now. I mean, why would I come into baseball like, man, I want to break his record? I mean, yeah, I want to break it now to prove that, hey, I could do it without steroids. But for somebody who did it with steroids, they have an extra advantage over everybody else. I mean, let's talk about the Hall of Fame. Who would even care about being in the Hall of Fame? In the future, the Hall of Fame is just going to be filled with a bunch of guys who use steroids. You know? No one's, it's going to be like a Hall of Shame, you know what I mean? Steroids ruin the reputation of any sports franchise or athlete. Eventually, fans are just going to stop watching sports because they're like, hey, it's just a bunch of steroid up guys out there playing. And on top of that, more athletes every year will die because of the negative causes of steroids. Now that we've identified the whys and the impact it's going to have, let's discuss some proactive ways to get rid of this cancerous sports. Now, my idea would be sports programs would have mass testing monthly. Now, this means that if you are using steroids, you will get caught. This deterrent will not give athletes a cycle to get away with the use of illegal steroids because they don't have time to get off of this stuff, by the time testing comes around. And it should be random during the month. Like, hey, maybe one month is week 1 week is week 3. You know what I mean. You get the picture. Now, this is only going to stop some people from using steroids. Now, this is because the repercussions aren't so bad. Now, this brings me to my next subject, making the repercussions severe. Let's have a zero tolerance policy that if you're caught using illegal steroids, you'll be suspended for life. Suspended for life. You will never get to play the sport that you love ever again. You're done. Go back to your go back to your college degree. Go work that job. Athletes will be afraid then. They'll be afraid they'll tarnish their legacy and they won't even get a chance to redeem themselves. So I mean, as we wrap this up, we'll say today we talked about how illegal steroids are killing sports today. We talked about the whys, why they're using steroids. We talked about how sports will be destroyed in the long run. And we talked about ways to prevent and stop steroid usage. Now, I'm going to leave y'all with this one thing. Hey, cheaters never prosper. We all know that. But if we keep allowing this to go on, it's going to ruin some of America's greatest pastimes. Now, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all take it easy.